You are doing better than you think, and I'm going to explain why. Have you heard of something called the negativity bias? If you haven't, this is what is happening. This is why you are going through lots in your mind and you're putting yourself down, you're telling yourself you can't do this or that, you're saying I can't lose this weight, I can never get fitter. It's because your mind has a bias towards negativity. If we rewind back hundreds, thousands of years ago, when we were in the wild, surviving, fending for our lives, we had to have a bias towards negativity to survive. Let me give you an example. Let's say you and I were cooking. You and I were cooking with our family. Having a good time, having a good chat, speaking to everyone, about to enjoy some food. And then in the distance, someone spotted a saber-toothed tiger. They shouted, "Oh, look at that over there." If your mind went to positive, you and I or someone in the camp would be like, "Oh, what a beautiful tiger. Let's go and walk over there. Let's go pet it. Let's see if he's hungry. Let's see if he's okay." What do you think would happen? Extracted? Not the best word. Eradicated. Killed. Out of the gene pool. Because you went to the positive. So what had to happen, our brains had to evolve to not let that happen. Our brains had to evolve to have that negative side of things to be able to keep you alive. So let's use that same example. Someone's just started playing metal music, so I've been put off now, but I'm going to keep going. We're back to that campfire. And let's say now someone spotted that saber-toothed tiger, but your brain went to the negative. Now what would happen? You look at it, the fight and flight response kicks in. You get stressed, you get anxious, and that acute stress response made you take action. And what happened? You survived. Hopefully, anyway. You got out of dodge. You escaped the danger because your brain went to negative. It said, "That is not good. This is a threat. We need to get out of here." So that's why your brain has evolved to think on that negative side of things. It's not the same though these days, right? You don't have a saber-toothed tiger chasing you down the supermarket. That bias is now with your work, with the things you're stressing about, like the things I mentioned at the start. So how do you overcome this and how do you change? Well, the first step is awareness, and hopefully I brought that to you today. Now you're aware of what is happening, and it's nothing wrong with you. You shouldn't be putting yourself down about it. You shouldn't be thinking you're abnormal for thinking these thoughts, and you look on Instagram and everyone is positive and everyone is great, but they're living in an illusion. Everyone gets it. So there's nothing wrong with you. Just bring awareness to that right now. So the next time you catch yourself, "Oh, I can never do that." Negativity bias. You catch it. Remember, awareness is the first step to change. Now for an actionable thing that you can do, you have to remind your brain that you've done it before. You've gotten through a challenge, so you can do it again. Because remember, the brain responds to your inputs. If the inputs you're giving it is on challenges you've overcome. I did lose that weight last year. I did get fit 6 months ago in COVID, and it was the best I ever felt. When you recollect those memories and information, it feeds that to the brain. And what does the brain do? It says, "Oh yeah, you can get fitter. Oh yeah, we have done that before." And it will start recollecting and remembering and reminding you of all these things that you've done before so you can do it again. So if you're doubting yourself, you can't lose weight, you think, "I did lose that weight before. I have lost weight before." You write it down. You get detailed about it. What happens then? Your brain collects information and memory and reminds you you can do that. It's the same if you were negative. "I can never do that. I'm useless." The brain responds to your inputs. It will say, "Yeah, you're right," and finds information and memories and says, "You can't do it. You didn't do it then. You can't do it now." So collect information and remind your brain that you've done it before so you can do it again. Because most likely what you're doubting yourself on right now, or saying you're not here, you're not successful, you're not fitter, you haven't lost the weight, you can't quieten your mind, whatever the case, most likely you've done it before. And you just need to remind your brain that you have, which reinforces the behavior that you actually want as opposed to to the negativity bias behavior. Does that make sense? So remind your brain that you've done it before, write it down, and your brain will respond. I promise. It will start saying, you're right. Use me as an example. I always doubt, I can never build Pavita to this degree. I can never do this. I can't get another customer. So I have to remind my brain, have I done it before? Have I got a customer before? Yes. In London, did I build something successful? Yes, I built a coaching business for 8 years. Can I do it again? Yes, I've done it before. So now my brain is going towards that side of thinking of positivity and productivity and solution based, as opposed to down in the weeds, can't do it, all of that. So awareness is the first step to change. Then find information against the belief of the negativity bias to help you through today. Find information that supports the truth and not the false fallacy of that negativity bias. You are doing better than you think because your brain is going to that bias right now. But for you to overcome that, 1, awareness, and 2, remind yourself that you've done it before. And I really recommend writing because it's out in your brain and it's visual, it's real, it's existing. It's not just in your mind. And then this, your brain responds to inputs. This will remind your brain, I have done it before. And that should give you a boost out of your current situation. You're doing better than you think. Your brain just has a bias and you just need to overcome that bias. So thank you for your time. If you're on YouTube, remember to subscribe. If you're listening on Spotify, if you could give the show a rating, I would love you forever. 5-star rating just below the name. Thank you. And there we go. Look forward to the next one. Take care. You are doing better than you think. Remind yourself of that.